want to point out that you could check out all the latest news, boxing news, up on BillyCBoxing.com. There's a couple of different places you can go, but it's under the section that says latest boxing news. Imagine that. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter. It's at Talkin Boxing. That's TalkinBoxing. Okay, it's that time again. It's time for boxing on TV ratings. And we had two. We're going to be rating the two broadcasts from last week. The first one I'm going to do is the Amir Khan fight. It was on Spike TV. It's the third Spike TV broadcast that we did. I know I might have missed one. But as far as the main event, I rate that a 4, which is very good. Khan Algieri was not what I thought it would be at all. First off, I felt that Amir Khan looked flat. And it looked like he didn't know what to do with Algieri, who was uncharacteristically being aggressive. The end result was an entertaining fight, though. I thought it was entertaining, I think. I'm not really sure, I mean, I think I was expecting some, super performance from Khan against Algieri. But Algieri, you got to give him credit. I mean, he does that to everybody. Everybody that were expecting him to just be blown away by. He comes back with a good performance, a respectable performance. Overall, I scored a 4, which is a very good. Now, as far as the co-main events, I thought that the co-main event was exciting with Vasquez and Fortuna. There was a title on the line if you want to follow the bouncing ball of the WBA regular titles and all the crap that they do. But as a matter of fact, I thought it was just shy of being excellent. It was pretty much action-packed. It was a typical what we're going to see. We're going to see, fights that are entertaining sometimes, but for the most part, they're going to be showcase fights. I thought the Khan fight was supposed to be, I scored it a very good. As far as the crowd goes, listen, we're talking about the Barclays Center in New York, right? I scored it an excellent, a 5. Now, why? First of all, it was on the same night in the same city as the New York Rangers. If you follow hockey, I'm an Islander fan, so I could care less about the Rangers. But the Rangers were in the final game to decide whether they were going to make it to the Stanley Cup Finals, and they ended up coming up short in that game. But it was a huge game in New York, So, I mean, to see the Barclays Center as crowded as it was packed, and as boisterous as it was, how could I not score it an excellent? I scored it an excellent. Incidentally, the Rangers lost, and the Tampa Bay Lightning got in, so. As far as the officiating, it was nothing great, nothing terrible. I scored it a satisfactory, which is a 3. And as far as the commentators go, hey, listen, man, I love Dana Jacobson. I can't help it. I love her. I mean, if she is watching, I'm available. The bottom line is this: I'm not crazy about the rest of the crew, but Dana did it for me. I scored a very good just for Dana. So you add it up, it comes out to be a 20, which averages out to an overall rating for that broadcast as a very good rating. So not too bad for pretty much across the board. Now, as far as the CBS, that was our 4th one we did on CBS. This is kind of an asterisk because CBS and CBS Sports Network, even though they're the same family, they're not really the same. And it's evident when we see these events on CBS Sports Network. They're terrible, and this one was no different. The main event was Latif Coyote against Kisner, and the main event didn't do it for me at all. I mean, it was satisfactory. It wasn't a blowout. I mean, it went, the distance. It just did it go to distance? I forget, to tell you the truth. Yeah, it did. It went to distance. It was a dominating performance. Coyote just doesn't do much for me. He's not that exciting. I mean, he just hunts down. He's trying to annihilate his opponent, and he just doesn't have the skill to do it. I mean, he's got the power. I don't know what to think of him. But nonetheless, I scored it a 3, satisfactory. As far as the undercard, the whole card was all showcase fights. We all knew who was going to win. It was no surprises, except I enjoyed watching Amanda Serrano on somewhat network television, female fights. So I had to score that as satisfactory. The crowd was decent, but they could have been into it a little more. But how can you get into a card when you already know who's going to win every single fight? Satisfactory. I scored a satisfactory for the officiating. There's nothing bad, nothing great. I mean, And as far as the broadcast crew, the commentators were okay, but the overall production of the event was terrible. This was a webcast quality event. I mean, it was shot like a webcast. I mean, it was just terrible. I scored it a 2, an unsatisfactory. You add it all up, it comes out to be 14, which averages out to a 2.8 score, which is satisfactory. So if you want to check this out, you can go up to the website, www.billycboxing.com, see where our year-to-date ratings are. HBO right now is 3.96, which is a very good rating. Showtime, their 7 events, 3.16. That's a satisfactory rating. ESPN, 14, 3.79. They finish ESPN Friday Night Fights with a very good rating of 3.79. Fox Sports, 6 we've done, 3.14, averages out to a satisfactory. CBS, 4, 3.01, which averages out to a satisfactory. NBC Sports, 3, which averages out to a 3.65, which is very good. Spike TV, they did their third, 3.8, averages out to a very good. HBO pay-per-view and Showtime pay-per-view each had 1, both 3.0, which was satisfactory. So if you want to get caught up on those, or if you have any interest in seeing the rest or playing them back, either video or audio, you can get all of that up on the website, www.billycboxing.com. And believe it or not, it's under the Boxing on TV ratings. Or I think it just says TV ratings. Anyway,